A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out Buffet too.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are good. Tuesday show. Yeah, man. Welcome to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. and then also on Fridays at 12:30 in the afternoon. That's my member show, man. Our Pretwinawami get to have their own show that you guys can listen to, but they control in full. So thank you guys for joining me. Let's see what we can talk about today. Please remember that we are on many platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok. So please do me the favor of following all those accounts and subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you do end up subscribing on the YouTube channel, just click on join also. Join 20 Rand a month and you'll be able to support this here show and we can carry on doing this. Today, guys, just a little bit overseas. We're going to speak a little bit about Mikel Arteta, coach wami. I'm an Arsenal fan. We've done so much talk about EPSL and I've gotten so many messages to do with Mikel that I thought to myself, you know what, let's have an episode where we speak about him. But I also want to contextualize it in terms of Abo Coach Betu, the new age coaches, what we expect of them, where the lines are. Are we a little bit too lenient on them? Where do we stand on coaches like Mikel and new coaches? You know, there's plenty of new coaches. Chippa United just announced Guti Morgan Mamila is going to be stepping in a TD role, and in comes Abu Tabo September. So I want to hear from you guys when you speak about this. How do we feel about these new coaches that we have that are coming into the game? So I'll start it off. I'm gonna try not be. I want to try to be objective. This is the tough conversation because it is the team that I support. But I'm gonna try my best to have the conversation as open as I can. Now, Mikel Arteta is my coach. He's been the coach of Arsenal for 4 years now, going on to his 5th year. We've spent around £680 million since he's been coach. He won us an FA Cup at the beginning of his reign. And yeah, the good old Arsenal problems have been creeping up now recently with his reign. And I want to have an honest conversation about him, about the club, and where do we stand with all of this? So let me start by reading the comments first. Mabeta, yes, you are here first. Thank you. Clara, I try. We've got intros now. Wahib, welcome. Matthews, how are you, my brother? How are you doing, Kosilaka? Okay, so where I am with Arsenal Football Club. I want to give background first. Because I'm an Arsenal fan and a very long-suffering Arsenal fan, I want to put things into context. And this conversation is not necessarily going to be about Arteta per se, but he is a symptom of what the problem is at Arsenal Football Club. And I know those are very strong words to start out with. Problem at Arsenal Football Club. We've seen these movies before. For those who don't know about Arsenal Football Club, it's been 20 years since we won the league. It's been about 18 years since we made a final of the Champions League. We're one of the big teams that doesn't have a star above our logo, and we've been feasting off of FA Cups. I watched a lot of Arsenal talk, and I watched a lot of Arsenal people going back and forth about it. I'm in a couple of groups where we speak about Arsenal. And I think for me, I got over the beautiful football thing when we went 9 years trophyless under Wenger. I got over it. saying that, no, we play this incredible football. It's beautiful. It's flowing. Hey, youth, what. I feel as though we fall into the same traps. Saka's not the first youth star who's had to put a team on his back and not get proper support. We've seen it with Wilshere. We saw it with Cesc. And it can end one of two ways. You either leave the club or they ride you until you die. And in my head, I'm like, I've seen that. We've seen the youth thing. Oh, Odegaard is young, this one is young, that one is young. Look, we are set for the future. I remember a time when we had a picture of Chambers holding Wilshere, Ramsey, and who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one other player. But they were meant to be the future. Gibbs. We've seen about Ox. They were meant to be the future of the club and set us up for a very long time. I've seen a manager that didn't have the last winning edge, especially towards the end of his career. He didn't have that final thing that we needed to go and win. I've seen us lose to big teams over and over again. And my fear is that we have repeating patterns that are happening at Arsenal. And what we've done is that we've fallen for a cult of personality. And the cult of personality that we used to have was Arsene Wenger. We used to follow Arsene Wenger. I remember I was one of those people that I was saying, hey, I mean, if we win Champions League, unless it's won beautifully, why would you celebrate ugly football? I'd much rather have my beautiful football and have that and not win trophies than to win trophies ugly. I've been there. I've done that. I've passed that stage. And I feel like we're falling into that with Mikel Arteta. He's 4 years into this job, going into his 5th year. We've spent 680 million, so he can't necessarily complain about money. But yet, we are still sitting at a situation where we're lacking something. We're lacking a killer edge. We're lacking just that little thing that takes us over to the next stage. And it's something we've lacked for a very long time. I've told you guys, 20 years is a very long time. 20 years is a very long time. Last time we won the league, I was, 12? And now I am grown. I have a son of my own. And we're, again, sitting down and thinking that we have time. And I want to open the conversation past to Arteta and also speak about new coaches. How do we view football right now? Because for me, it feels as though there's plenty of coaches who are surviving. Just surviving. I think Ten Hag is surviving on the good grace that in Manchester United doesn't want to change managers. In Manchester United, who do you get after him and all of that stuff? I think he's surviving. I think Arteta's another one who, at the very least, you have to start questioning. We spoke about it, Jose Rivera, all those months ago. When I said, guys, at what point do we start questioning? And at what point do we start asking, when are you guys going to win something? And when I ask those questions, again, I also want to put it on the backdrop that who are the best coaches in the world right now? And what age do they come from? Pep was doing things, 2008, if I'm not mistaken, to 12, when Spain was on that run and his Barcelona team was great. Klopp is one of the older heads in terms of coaching. He's been there for a very long time. Carlo Ancelotti is in charge of Real Madrid currently, another coach who's been coaching for a very, very long time. What does that say about these new age coaches that we're bringing up? You know, you look at our league itself. You could argue Rulani is a new coach. Yes, he's now a full-time head coach on his own now this year. But before that, Mangoba and Kompela were next to him, older coaches. You look at the other most successful coach in the league right now, or, well, not most successful, but one who's super consistent. Is that not Gavin Hunt, someone who's been coaching since 1996? Who is the new blood? And when we look at the new blood, are we letting them off the hook in some cases? Look at Arteta, for example. Won an FA Cup in his first year. Finished eighth, then finished 5th, right? It's only last season when we finished second, where he had even eclipsed what Unai Emery had done at Arsenal. Would you give another coach 3-4 years? And Are we falling in love with the words of it? Are we falling in love with the English of it, where you go, the process, and we're building, even in SA, we've started adopting that thing. We're building, we're following this, we're doing that. Is it not the words that we're falling in love with and forgetting that this is a results-based business? Ten Hag, I hear my Manchester United counterparts speaking about him, and they say everything that's going wrong at Manchester United. But then when it comes down to the coach, it becomes, no, but I see the vision of what he's trying to do and build. I give him time, give him this, do that. Are we losing some of that competitive spirit? And are we falling in love with the public relations, PR, and marketing that is around all of this? I don't know anything about Manchester City outside of Pep is coaching them. And Arsenal, we've got a dog named Win that was brought into the facility. I don't know, to be symbolic of something. I don't know. I just look at the other guys, about Pep, about Klopp, about Banban, and they win. And if we are to compete with those guys, are we going to sit with an Arsenal that will carry on making the same mistakes over and over every year? Guys, this is not new. Arsenal signing surplus players in different positions, in positions where we don't need people. We've got 2 goalkeepers. We've cycled through Emi Martinez, Leno, and now we brought in Ramsdale, who got rid of Leno, and now Raya has come in, right? Completely, I believe, unneeded, that change, when we needed to look at other places on the pitch. Are we going to get out of signing slightly above average players that are not going to move the needle forward when we need them to? Are we still going to be a team of really nice guys and really nice footballers and really nice people who don't have that edge? We played Liverpool this past weekend, and over the past 2 matches, we've had over 60 shots. Over 60 shots of 60 attempts, let me say. Liverpool only needed the 2, and they were ruthless. The other managers are ruthless. The players that they're bringing in, do you bring in a Havertz for 65 million, knowing that Haaland went for 65 million just a few months before? Do you sign lesser players and then move others out? Is there a plan? We're trying to get Tierney back. Why did Tierney go somewhere when we had him right there? Now we sit with a very good defense without a very good forward. I remember a time when we had a very good attack and our defense was bad. Are we going to see the same patterns developing for Arsenal over and over again, right? That is what I want to ask. So I'm going to read some of these comments that I'm going to open up. Now, I want to use Arteta as the gateway towards the greater conversation about what is coaching now. Like, when we say umuntia coacher, back in the day at a big team, you had 2 years to prove yourself. And if you don't prove yourself by winning in those 2 years, they move you on. Now we're sitting with coaches who are 3, 4, 5 years into a big job and they're not doing it. Is it a lack? Is it another promise, man? Remember when we built Emirates, they told us that we're going to compete with Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and all those people. Now, when you look at the standards, the pressure, the requirements of those teams versus us, are we playing with, are we fooling ourselves into thinking that we are trying to do that? Because I watched a Liverpool side that when they needed to score a goal, they did it. A Manchester City side that when they need to go on a 12-match run, they go on a 12-match run. You're not going to hear any crying. But I saw an Arsenal team that finished second last year. And when you expect them to kick on, now we've got new excuses, guys. We've got new excuses. No, he's trying to make us harder to beat. No, this one, no, that one. How long are we going to live with those excuses? So let me read some of the comments, then I'll open up for everybody to jump in. Mfana Kwicho, how are you doing? Tanta, welcome. And Gaddafi, are you really convinced Arteta can take you to the best level ever? You are good, but not good enough. No problems with Arsenal, just you fans having too much expectations. Well, Nkanta, I hear you about the expectations, but I'm going to set the backdrop again. It's 20 years, guys. It's been 20 years. It's been 20. Do you know how many teams we've watched rise, fall, rebuild, unbuild, get up, die? Do you know how many teams we've watched go through massive changes and go up and down in the scale? We watched Chelsea go through Lampard and then win the Champions League, and then they're currently on a downer. We had back to Abo Mourinho. They were winning. Then Nabo Ancelotti came, Abo Goose hitting. They've been going through this. Liverpool completely restructured its back end. To get to Klopp in. Not to mention the fact that they won some Champions Leagues in the run-in, but they completely restructured their back ends and won and dropped to 70 or dropped to 10th and then come back to number one now, win a Champions League, win a league, drop down. We've watched Manchester City go through Pellegrini, Mancini, and Pep while winning things. We watched the Leicester win out of the blue, the league out of the blue without the resources and all of that stuff. At what point are we going to say, but guys, are we really a big team or are we pretending to be a big team? When we go into the transfer market, are we really moving like a big boy or are we moving like, semi-big boy? Yeah, we spent 65 million, guys, but that 65 million got Haaland for City. And I think the one mistake that we're making as a club, is that the coach shouldn't be who dictates your standards. I feel Arteta is dictating the standards at Arsenal. I feel Ten Hag, to a degree, has been given the power to dictate standards at Manchester United. Whereas when you look at the other guys, Carlo Ancelotti does not tell Real Madrid whether to win or lose. Carlo Ancelotti gets told that this is the bar at Real Madrid. And when we get rid of you, we're going to go for better. So when you come in, yours is not to mess up. I can guarantee you, okay, maybe now that he's got a lot of leeway, but I can guarantee you there was a point where if Pep finished fourth twice, he would have been let go. So what are our standards when we say we are competing with the big boys? Bayern Munich will let you go after 6 months. Bayern Munich will be winning a treble and go speak to Pep and go, yeah, no, Pep, come in. Now, when we look at Manchester United, when we look at Arsenal, what's the bar? What's the standard? Where do we sit? Are we as ruthless in our hires, in our fires? Cedric is still on the bench. El Neni is still on the bench. No disrespect to those guys. El Neni is still on the bench. And Eddie Nketiah was given a new contract. Reece Nelson was given a new contract. Holding, we kept for a very long time, and we didn't know why. So are we as ruthless as the other guys, and can we fight? Or will it be another situation where we're good up to a point, and then City takes over? Anyway, let me read this. Which is true, they get hyped for little success. Arsenal's problem is lack of rotation across the season. We fired Unai prematurely, says Buddha. Velo, welcome. Pablo Shisas, thank you for the follow. Mikel is still a young coach. That's my point. Godfather says, on point, bro. Arsenal reached the dead end. They were worse than last season. Jose's 2 trophies since then. Fadlu. Football has changed. Results-based processes are too dangerous nowadays. I want to get into that one, Gwena. Good evening, guys. We secured a lot of young players on long-term contracts. Keep Mikel. Smuda, we've seen it before. What was Wilshere, Ramsey? What was Ox? What is Nketiah? What are all these amazing players that we kept for a long time? Cesc pretty much had to cry to get out of our team. We've seen these things, guys. Eduardo, Denilson, so many young stars, man, that have come in and out, and we carry on doing the same thing. But it's fine. We're part of the topic now. Before Arteta, Arsenal was not part of the top 3 topic. I think Mikel needs an old man near him. Tabi Alonso and Rolando are showing us what coaching should be today. Arteta is one-dimensional, says Ngwenya. He doesn't have other plans if the main plan isn't working. So now you want Arsenal to get a new manager and start a rebuild again. In soccer, you need luck. Really, guys? Really? And guys, for when I open up, I'm going to open up now. I want to hear some different people, guys. Can you please? You have to be following me on TikTok and join me now. But you have to be... Let's go. In England, only City is ruthless. They know what they want and they go and get it. Arsenal sign for Fana Monica leave Onana. Why Mikel not promoting youth players, especially for the PSV game? Guys, it is open. You have to be following me. Click on the button at the bottom of the screen on TikTok that says multi-guest. Click on that button, and then I'll be able to let you in. And let's have a conversation, guys. Let's have, guys, don't be afraid, guys, to jump in. Please jump in. Let's have the convo. Let's have the convo. Let's see who is here in the line right now. Manelisi, bottom of the screen. It says multi-guest. But I'll see when I let you in. Let me see if I can't make a plan to get you in so we can have this convo. Okay, Vovo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, and you, man?
I see Orca today. We went overseas, Ganani, man. Let's cool PSL. Tell me, what do you think of? I'm gonna start you off by saying, what do you think of Arteta?
Arteta, man.
Hello?
Is a very good.
Yes, guys, I'm gonna go down the list. So I'm starting with Vovo, Kuso, Manelisi. Everybody's gonna get a chance to speak. I'm gonna go down. Vovo, I think you're just a little bit too far. I can say, is your mic maybe?
No, I phone vele beyikude uyangizwa manje.
Nazo, yeah, no, ngiyakuzwa. Welcome, my brother.
Hayi, alright mara.
Right, man.
Hayi man, nawe man uyanyamalala man. I've been looking for you the whole, I think 3 or 4 days man. Ngibhizi overthink at all.
Tengekho last week, guys. I had to deal with something. Mara ngikhona.
Hayi ngiyakubona, yazi ishow yakho man yang-entertain nami ngikhipha busy, so I'm hooked to it.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah man, question yakho man, I think Arteta is a very good coach, ne? Arsenal yaperform. The only thing bashota ngama-goals. I've been watching a game yabo versus Liverpool. They got ama-chances. Abazange bawasebenzisa. I think Saka had chances naye. Odegaard had chances. Kai Havertz ungidisappointile man. I believe kuye lo. I'm a Liverpool fan, but Havertz, I really love him since that final badlala neMan City. He showed hunger, he showed character. He's one of the big match players, yabo. So I shouldn't disappointed. He was one player ebengisaba mabamagidlala ukuthi yabona if masingama uHavertz no Odegaard. Osaka, yes, he's dangerous, but he doesn't bite. You understand? So yeah, so Havertz ngiyamsaba, Odegaard ngiyamsaba, Saka is good, he doesn't bite, but yeah. Arteta is a very good coach. I-team yakhe ihlangene, it's only defense ne-strike. Mina ngikhala ngazo. Yabo. Defensive wise bagood, but bagood mayidlalwa. When it comes to marking, they are nowhere to be found. It's rare ukuthi Arsenal keep a clean sheet. It's very rare. So you can't win games without the clean sheet. If you want to win the league, you need to keep clean sheets. For you to win the league, keep clean sheets. City, even if you throw, it's rare ukuthi draw not the City. It takes a very good team to draw neMan City. A very good coach to draw neMan City. So if Bayern win, as much as Aston Villa, it was Aston Villa.
Yeah, Aston Villa, yeah.
Yeah, defensive was solid. They only needed 1 goal. The plan was to score 1 goal, then we defend.
Yeah.
So City, I think, but in Arsenal, I think they need to sign a striker. This is over Gorilla goals. When Gabriel is not there, Bayern misfire.
Let me jump in. I just want to get everybody on. Ngifuna ukubuza a question on that. Let me bring in Qsol. Qsol, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you? No stress, no stress. Qsol, are you with me? You can just unmute. There we go. How are you doing, my brother?
How's it?
No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm good. Tell me, what do you think of Arteta?
Gunners for life. Gunners for life.
Gunners
He's the
for
best
life.
coach.
Mm.
He's the best coach for the last 4 or 5 coaches that came in. Let me say the coaches that came in after Wenger. Arteta is so far the best. Because now with the way he has built the team, brought it back discipline, we are part of the topic now. Now we can be mentioned in the topic when we talk about contenders.
Okay.
In the previous seasons, we were not part of the topic. So it's a process. We need a good finisher. But as I said in my comments, sometimes you need luck. Sometimes you kick the ball so perfect that it hit the post, which means luck was not on your side. You create the chances, but the goals doesn't go in, which means you don't have luck was not on your side. So sometimes you can create. Havertz is creating. People, they say Havertz is a bad player. Then they say take him out because he's not putting the ball in the net. But when you bring in another player, he's not creative as Havertz. You understand? Havertz, he just need. So sometimes we don't need to look only at the goals. We need to look at the quality the player is bringing by creating the chances. He will get that time, like in the previous games, he was scoring. The past previous games, he was scoring, which means it was going his way. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. Sometimes you get your Haaland, he's always there in the box, but he doesn't put it in the back of the net. Luck was not on his side. Mara, Arsenal is on the right track. We just need to use this transfer window to get in a great finisher. Nketiah and what is the Brazilian?
Jesus.
They are more or less the same player. They are more or less the same player. They run into the ball, they create, but you're having 2 strikers that are similar. So you need to let one go and bring in someone that is more aerial, who's more strong. You understand? We don't have that player. So I think that's where Arsenal needs to get in. And the one way they want to bring the guy back is because of injuries. There's a lot of injuries on the left wing, so they need to bring him back from loan. We cannot struggle while we have a left back on loans.
But he doesn't want to come back because of how he's treated.
Let's see what is it. Yeah, he doesn't want to come back, but he's still on our payroll. We're still paying his salary, so he doesn't ever say. Players must have this thing where they think they have said they don't want to come.
Isn't the other club paying his salary though?
The agreement was part of the salary still paid by the team.
Okay. Let me go to Manelisi. Manelisi, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Sure.
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, my brother. I can hear you perfectly. Welcome. As an Arsenal fan, what do you think of Arteta?
No, I think Mikel Arteta has spent a lot of money for us to not have like a good squad depth. Because I see Havertz as signing. If you sign Kimang Taiman Kudos and this guy who I like, Fofana from Monaco, we become a much better team, squad depth-wise and all that. So I think Mikel has failed that and to utilize his squad. Because look at the PSV game, it's a meaningless game. So why you don't try play Walters right back since they're saying he's a good player, whatever they're saying. And then you try Zini in the midfield. Just give us a new dimension. It's a meaningless game. So now you can't expect you putting on Nelson against Liverpool for him to play full 90, but you don't even put him on, like if Seko's not doing well, you don't even sub and put good players. And then Odegaard needs 2 defensive midfield because he gets bullied physically. I think Mikel tried that previously where he tried to use Trossard there and we got bullied worse. In the Premier League, you need just 2 physical guys, especially away from home. And then I beg to differ with Odegaard as captain because I think he is too soft in nature. So I would give the armband, if you want to win and be serial winners, I will give the armband to Gabriel Magalhaes, Rice, and Saliba. It should rotate around those three. I think Saliba will put him on the side because I think he's calm in character. I just need a serial winner. Like your I don't know, your Vidic, those guys who like serial winners. So I think within our squad, we don't have that serial winning. Like Klopp, like Virgil van Dijk, even when the chips are bad, we don't have that mentality. Because we concede soft goals when we lose the ball. And the Shevchenko thing, we knew the guy is injury prone. So why Mikel Arteta did not neutralize to sign players who are good enough? Why did you? Is Kuvial good enough for 25? You see, it's 2 seasons now. You see, so there's like, as I speak now, if they can do a good scouting network in South American, there's good players like Alvarez from Manchester City for a bargain. If their scouting network is good, you can get good gems. Maybe 1 year left of their contract, you sign them, you put them in squad depth. Because as I speak now, the striker issue, forget Bramford don't sell Tony. They're fighting relegation and Kimang visas in AFCON. So we just need those gems to just make the squad better until the end of the season. And that's when you can go big. But now we're getting confused because I don't understand why it's like a problem. But we knew that's what the January transfer window comes with. You see. So I think Mikel Arteta and Edu needs to be accountable for the money, the amount of money that they spend. Keep in mind, your Fofana is wanted by Man United and Liverpool. And I think if we wait to the summer, he will go to Liverpool. Because I think Liverpool are in the better position than us. Currently, we speak, but we finished second. So now why don't be creative? Since we sold Bergen to Monaco, go to Monaco and then you buy the guy and you loan him back and you take him end of the season. It's much better. Because you don't want a bidding war. You won't make a bidding war. If Chelsea goes there, we finish. And this Ivory Coast centre back from Sporting Lisbon is playing for Ivory Coast and is scouting him. Why we don't be creative? Because the bidding war will never win as Arsenal. We need to know that. We can't compete with Chelsea and Liverpool's history. Those guys will choose Liverpool first and then Chelsea. Arsenal will be their last choice. I can assure you that. So I don't understand why we're spending over Onana for 60. Why you can get Fofana for 30 or 35. You see, and then you trust the process while you miss using the funds. You see, so I think Edu and Mikel needs to become accountable, especially for our squad depth. I think I'm doubtful we'll win anything this season unless we get a favorable draw for UEFA Champions League.
I think the problem, and I just want to jump in there. I think my problem with the conversation we have about squad depth at Arsenal, I don't believe that you sign players to be depth. I believe depth comes along. Hey, what's going on? Depth comes along by signing better players. And then you find yourself in a situation where you've got Abu Saka. Let's say, obviously, benching Saka is the thing people don't want to do, but you sign somebody better than Saka, then you look back and Saka's on the bench. So now you've got an incredibly good player there. You've got a good player inside. Now they're both competing as well. We got rid of guys about Xhaka. I didn't like Xhaka that much, to be honest with you. But could you imagine if we were able to keep him for another 2 years? And then the second unit of Arsenal is headed by Xhaka. But Tina, what we tend to do is we're so quick to get rid, fight people, do all of that stuff. Now you're left with Abu El Neni, and you're signing Abu Makinos, and you're signing Abu King Nuno Tavares, and you're signing Abu Sambi Lokonga. Players who are not first team players. And then you are looking to those players, as you rightfully said, you're looking to those players to be the ones that are going to carry you versus Liverpool. You're looking at Reece Nelson, who maybe shouldn't be at Arsenal right now. We're looking at Edin Ketia, who shouldn't be at Arsenal right now, and they're meant to save us. Instead of organically creating a bench from signing better players and cycling the players that were there onto the bench. I don't know of another team that signs players that are just there to sit on the bench. That's why Saka doesn't have to worry. Saka knows, Guti, my job is secure. My job is secure. I don't have to go anywhere because there's no one. Who does he look at? Reece. Is Reece going to bench him? No. Is Marquinhos going to bench him? No. So he can have bad game after bad game after bad game, and there's no pressure on him. I genuinely feel that one of the big problems at Arsenal is pressure. There's no pressure. Mikel doesn't feel pressure. He knows that he can stay here for 7 years if he wants to. Mikel knows that. There's players that know that no matter how badly they play, they're still going to get time. They won't have to win any trophies. Go to the other big clubs. Mess up for a year or two, they'll get rid of you. See, now we're still sitting. But anyway, never said it better. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me, what do you think about Arteta?
Personally, I think he's a good coach. But then against West Ham, didn't feel good about that. I don't know what he was trying to do. I don't understand how we lost against West Ham. And then against Liverpool, I thought we had a good game. And if we had a striker who can finish those chances we were creating, we could have won them, honestly speaking. But I think he's a good coach. He got us. We were not great when Emily left. Then, yeah.
Hey.
All I have.
Okay, there we go. Are you good? I think you just cut there for a bit.
No, I'm good.
Okay. No, but guys, that's what I'm saying. But now, for the first panel, let me just ask you guys. I'm gonna go back, guys. Please tap the screen. Let's try to get to 25,000. Just tap the screen on TikTok. It's free. Tap on, guys. 25. It helps with the ranking and all of that stuff. Vovo, I want to now cycle to this new age of our coach. Are we giving our coaches too much leeway? Because Arteta is 4 or 5 years in, 700 million pounds spent. Now you sit back and you go, you haven't won anything. You came semi-close, but at the end it fell away. You only managed to qualify for Champions League for this season in your 4 or 5 years. We look at Ten Hag, for example, with him, and we know what the standard used to be at Manchester United. Are the new coaches getting a free role, man? Are we not being honest with these guys?
As for free roll.
Free role, guys. Yazenzela.
Uthini? Okay, coach laba abangena manje ne they coming with a new style of play.
Okay.
Most of them they trying to copy style Saka Pep, which is the tiki taka. So tiki taka is not for everyone. I don't wanna lie to you. It's not for everyone. Uyabona. Pep uyayimaster. Siyazi Pep is a master of tiki taka. Then as a coach, when you need to have your own philosophy. We need to know what team yakho idlala so. Medium top, ithi local. We know what medium top udlala aeroplane football and it works for him. So labo Arteta, they need to introduce style sabo sokudlala. Yabo. Maybe ingabasebenzela, you understand? And then coaching, philosophy yakho, it comes with the communication yakho. Masenza so. You remember Jomoson? We used to know good. Once a signal, let me say immigrant is halfway. We know what I go for Mr. Tudo, man. This player needs to this player needs to be kicked because unzima. He's giving us problem. We need to kick him. just here for 2-3 times akwazi ukuthi relax angasezi the ways angakhona yabo. Arteta is a very good coach, but nje ama-player man aish, I think ama-player lacks hunger, they lack vision, they lack passion. Yabona, and you know once you have passion nalento oyenzayo, you will work hard for the team. You understand? I think Arteta when he signs players, you need to tell them ukuthi mina bafethu, this is what I want a team in yami, and if you can't give me this, I will release you. As much as usho ukuthi kunabo elneni abadlali, but they always there. Yabona. There are players who needs to be released and bring in new players and tell them with mfethu, I'm giving you 2 seasons. Okay, I'll sign you 3 years and I'm giving you 2 seasons. Guwe, this is what I need. I need this and that. Yeah, but if you can't give
Could
me
we
that,
say that, Bobo, could we say that part of the problem is that Mikel, Edu, and those guys feel as though they have 7, 8, 10 years where they can tell players, good day, 2 years. Shouldn't Yena also from the club feel good Nami? I don't have 4 years or 3 years or 6 years. I have to win now.
yeah, naye bheka yabona Mourinho. Let me tell you about Mourinho. If I'm wrong, now uzongicorrect ukuthi as in Bobo here you wrong. Mourinho when he comes, uyakutshela straight. Mourinho he spends 2 seasons. He will bring a cup, regardless ukuthi league, but a cup yalapho. He will bring it to you. Tottenham, he was there. I think he spent not even.
I spent a season, yeah. We spent
Yes.
almost a season, and he had them League
Yeah, he
Cup
didn't
final.
finish a season. Yes. I think ubatshelile ukuthi okay, kule 3 years eningisayina kuyo. Within 2 years I'll bring you something. Even if it's not the league, but I'll bring you something. You understand? Roma, he went there. Uwinile. Ngesizini yakhe yokuqala. Okay, ufike half a season.
Yeah.
You
Afika
understand?
ku-final.
Afinisha lawo ma-month lawo. The following season afika ku-final. And I think uwinile conference. Is it
West Ham won
Conference
it.
League?
West Ham beat them go final.
Yes. Uyabona. You know ukuthi okay, when I sign Mourinho, I'll give him three seasons.
Okay.
In 2 seasons, uzonginika something. You understand? Nago Madrid, he didn't finish the contract yakhe. He went there 1 season, the following season he won the Champions League. So you need this kind of coaches with okay, I'll spend 3 years. Okay, you're giving me 3 years contract. In 2 years time, I'll give you 1 cup. Angeke asho ukuthi okay, it's league or FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, but I'll bring 1 trophy to this team.
Okay.
So we need these kind of coaches who have a vision and passion for the team, not abantu abazodlalela imali. You understand?
Okay.
So there are big players. Ufana no Havertz. Let me say Havertz. Havertz, he was a good player with Chelsea. Come Arsenal is underperforming. So when as a coach uthini, as a coach wena uthini as a coach, you won the Champions League, the biggest cup, the biggest domestic cup in Europe, but come here, you're underperforming. Why?
Okay.
Yeah, well, let me give others a chance.
Kisol,
Nang OT nang agent uthi they won the Conference Cup. Yes, they won it.
didn't West Ham win it? Because Declan Rice was celebrating a trophy, but it's fine. I'm not sure, but okay. Let me bring the Qsol. Qsol, tell me, are we letting these coaches off the hook? Because all I'm hearing these days is process, building. The results are secondary. Are they playing good football? Are they doing those things? You don't hear of the new guys that there's a real need to win.
I think I can only speak for Arsenal. What my opinion is about Arsenal, Manchester. It's a Manchester conversation, that one. I think this guy Arteta brought us. Is bringing us players that fight for each other. He wants a team that stands together. The unfortunate thing is that when he came in, he had to get rid of a lot of ill-disciplined players and a lot of players that did not really add value. Bo Kanduzi, all those players. What was that short midfielder from Italy? He came from Italy. There was a lot of players that he got rid of.
Torreira or
And
who?
then now he brought in some Torreira. Yeah. There was a lot of players that he needed to get rid of, and he brought Hageri. They needed to sell first to bring in money so that they can get those players that he want. He's not yet getting. He started with defense. Because defense, they say if you don't, Hageri told me like a defense, and then he went with midfield. Let's see this. Let's see this window, yeah, January. Who is he going to bring? Because we need a striker, but we can see his vision. We can see the style of soccer he's playing. Well, he comes out under Pep, so he's gonna play that kind of soccer because it's a kind of soccer that he was introduced to. It was his first job as a coach under Pep. So it's a first-time manager, and I'm saying he's doing excellent with what he's doing. He's doing a good job.
How long do you give him to win a big trophy?
It's a big trophy. End of the season, he will bring the UEFA.
UEFA? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's just see what is going to happen now in this transfer window. After that, then we can start talking now. But I'm just happy, like I said, I'm just happy, Jorge. We are part of the conversation, gents. We are back. We haven't played a UEFA Champions League for so many years. We are part of it now. We top our group. It's an achievement. Celebrate that achievement.
Okay.
Last season, we were saying each and every Arsenal supporter was saying at least we must get into the top 4. And they surprised us. We became almost the champions. We became we ended up number 2, and we were aiming for number 4, if you can remember.
Okay.
So we are getting there. We have lost 3 games. 3. It's fine. Okay, let me say 2 games in the league. That one was Black Label Cup, we lost now on Saturday against Liverpool, on Sunday against Liverpool. So we don't count it, but it's a loss. But the soccer we're playing was excellent soccer. It's just like
Kisol?
I said, we do lack luck, but the way we're playing, Boris Nelson, the one that came up number 10, that boy, they are all development players. Saka is development. The one that came up on the left wing is all development. But all the players that he brought in, most of them, they are playing.
Okay.
So he's not bringing in just players. He's still busy with the starting 11.
Mara, 4 years, Kisol.
Let's see what is he going to bring in.
4 5 years to fix a starting 11.
Where were we for? Listen, where were we 4 years ago?
All I'm saying is 4 years, 680 million. We saw Willian, we saw Makinos, we saw Sambi Lokonga, Nuno Tavares. We've seen Nabo Ceballos. He's done I don't think it's been a straight line.
No, that was players that was having potential.
But he signed them. He signed them.
He signed them. Okay, we are human. We make mistakes.
But there's so many though. Vieira.
No, Vieira is a good player.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
guys, my network is bad. Let's give him.
No.
As I
Yeah.
said, let's give him until end of the season. He's gonna bring us the UEFA Champions League when no one expects him to bring it. He will bring it.
Okay.
No one expected us to be in the top 2 last season. We were there.
No, I
Miracles do
hear you,
happen,
my
guys.
brother. I see the network is a bit. Yes, guys, apologies. Yes, Roma did win. Apologies, guys. Apologies. Roma won the conference. Manelisi, new coaches, process, project, building for the future. Give him time. I hear these things being said about a lot of managers now, especially the new ones. Are we not harsh enough on them? Do we not demand enough?
I think that's part of scam, like the PR. You use that PR. Because to be honest, the Cronkies are the ones who are the main culprits to Arsenal's failure. Because look at what happened to Emre. When Emre arrived, he just wanted 2 players. He's fine. He wanted Steven Onzonzi, and then he wanted Nkunku, and they refused to sign. He said, no, that Nzonzi guy was too old by that time.
And he still finished 5th, and he still got us to Europa League final.
You see. And then when Mikel Arteta arrives, he signs whoever. Because if I can tell you now, you can go open the paper like or do whatever. 90% of Arteta's signings have failed. Omari, that goalkeeper, was Iceland, or Resalison, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You see, so they have all failed, and they still failing. Because you look at Raya and Havertz, that's like close to 100 million. If you use that amount wisely, you get something better. Because time is going. We can't be like in a process. Liverpool were building last season. They finished 5th, but they first now. So who's rebuilding or building? It's too much PR. You see, so, and I'm hearing people believing that Mikel can bring the UEFA. How when you're failing with FA Cup and Carabao Cup, there's still stakes frights. You must meet your Real Madrid, your Bayern Munich. Imagine those stage frights. It's not like a child's game, FA Cup. You're still losing at home. You see, so it's the more of the mentality side. And I don't think we have those players. Unless miracles can happen, Timber might be back, and who's this guy Partey? That's when you have a chance. Because with Jesus, I think he's a scam. He's those flexi guys, Abana Matatu. He doesn't do anything because he's failing to score, my guy. Whatever you can do, you swag, you'll do the samba, the Brazilian samba, put the ball behind the net. And he's injury prone. Mikel Arteta signed him. Zini, he signed him, he's injury prone. You see? And next season, the same thing. These guys, they can't last without injuries. So what are the Cronkies doing? And what's Mikel Arteta's mandate? Last season, miracles happened, but miracles can't happen every time. So this season, what is Mikel Arteta's mandate? Because the league, we must forget. And we can't hope on miracles, or we must get a favorable draw, while we don't have good enough players. Because I'm surprised why they're not letting Onketa, Reece Nelson, all the deadwood, just leave them to go. I'd rather have these academy boys, and you focus end of the season. Because at the end of the day, you're wasting time with players who they injured or they're not good enough. You rather well sell them. You pick up your losses and you see how you reinvest that money. Because with what Arsenal is now, the first 11, I don't see us progressing unless Timber and Partey comes back. See? So if those guys don't come back, I'm questioning what's the guy's mandate. And what will the Cronkies do? Don't give him money, just sack him end of the season. The money is too much, no. I'm cautious, no. Liverpool has spent less than us, but they competing for the league again. So how much you must give this guy? He must break the car, you repair. And you must buy another car. He breaks it, you repair. You buy another car. Until when, my guy? Baba. Liverpool, I don't know how Liverpool, they competing for the league. And imagine they don't have even a defensive midfield. Imagine if they get this guy for fun or Chomeni. they'll win the league. Because I think that's the missing link. It's a Chouameni for them to win the league.
Okay. Let me bring it. Never said better. Coaches, our new coaches, the guys are, it's words, man. Project building, time. They need everything to be perfect in order to win. What's happening now in football? Am I maybe being unfair?
You're being unfair because we look at Klopp. It took him 3-4 years to first win his first cups. You look at the great Arsene Wenger of our also took him time. Alice Ferguson took him time. Pep didn't win his first season. Come on, this guy came. I understand it was Emily's cups that he won us that time when he arrived. But then if you look at the team, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Mustafi. Okay, I don't like how we chased Ozil out of the club. But then, come on, Abu Pepe, Luis in the team. Come on, it was not like the team we can say he can compete with those guys.
But then how long do you give him to compete? Because I think my point is that at Real Madrid, you'll never get 4 years. At Bayern Munich, at a lot of teams, the big guys that we say we want to compete against, you'll never get 4 years. Some of the players will never even get a contract at those places because you don't have time. And I think in as much as Arteta's done well, there's been a lot of costly mistakes that have been made.
I understand that, but then if you look at the tactics we've been playing, it's exciting football. We can relate with Arsenal now more than ever. We are excited each day sometimes. Sometimes we go in like gonna go in and say, yo, let's hope we're gonna get a point or something like that. Let's hope we're gonna score a goal. But then it is exciting to us. And I do believe we should give him time. It will come around.
How much time though? Does the rebuild take 7 years?
It can sometimes. I think so.
Guys, and a proper big team, or are we a mid-table team that's rebuilding?
We're not a mid-table team. Come on, look at last season. 5 points. 5 points.
What was the season before? And the season before that, and the season before that, the season before that, and we can go down 10 years of seasons.
I understand that, but then I do think we're starting to see the work he's doing behind the scenes and whatnot. Give him time. Yeah.
Okay. No.
And I do believe with time we're gonna win. If we believe as fans, they will win. Up for us, trophies will come. That's all I'm saying.
No, I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Okay, thank you guys for the first panel. I don't know, guys. I'm hearing. Do you know what my problem is, ne? I'm hearing everything I heard about Arsene Wenger. I'm hearing he didn't have the players, so he needed time. I'm hearing there was a time, I don't know if you guys remember, Arsenal fans, where we were saying that only Barcelona plays better football than us. And it's amazing to watch Abu Wilshere. It's amazing to watch these guys play this football. I'm hearing a lot of that. And I think that's what worries me. Because what worries me is we have to get to a point, and it's not to be with Arteta. Let me not say Arteta. Let me leave Arteta out of it. As a club, our ethos, we have to get to a point where we say that we're not wishing on a lucky star to win something. We're not, guys, eventually something will happen. You have to move with the focus, the intent, the ruthlessness of some of the clubs that we say we want to compete with. Liverpool beats us not because they were better than us, but when push came to shove, they had a ruthlessness in them. They had a thing that was like, guys, we need to go. We need to play. You get what I mean? Like it's done. We need to hit this thing now. Not compete, not try, not do this, not do that. Listen, guys, we're chasing City. For example, we're chasing City. City has all these players or whatever. Klopp went, okay, guys. And I want to go back. Klopp was Champions League in his second year. I believe he reached the final in his third year. Then in the fourth year when he won either the league or the UEFA, then the other trophy the following year, right? Like that was quick. Arteta had one season. I'm not Arteta. Pep had one season where even he was like, "Yo, I made mistakes. I thought I was gonna put my style of play into England, but I needed to tweak it to make sure that I can hang with England." And it's gone on from that point on. You know, not hope, not wish, not, you know, I don't wanna make it seem as though I'm denigrating whatever Arteta has done. But what I'm saying is, as a club, we don't have a ruthlessness. We don't have a killer mentality. And it starts affecting people. I loved Arteta in his first season because he was coaching as if he didn't have 2 more seasons. He was coaching as if he didn't have 2 more seasons. Bukayo Saka was playing left back when we won the FA Cup. He was playing left back, FA Cup times. But now it feels as though there's been a little bit of a let go where we go, oh no. And everybody here, whether you're an Arsenal fan or not, I always ask you guys 2 questions. Would you allow a coach this much time? Would you allow a coach this much time at your clubs when you guys were winning? 1. And then also, number 2, how do you view Arsenal? And let's be honest, what are the guys who are Manchester United fans and Chelsea fans, and when you go play Arsenal, regardless over the past 7 years, are you scared? Or do you feel like, man, we could get something? I know with my Manchester United friends, that when they go play Arsenal, there's no fear. They go, we are gonna get there and we can win this. But anyway, let me open and let others in. Oh, what's going on now? Did it jump? Where's Muzi? Muzi was in line. Debza, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, my man. Hey, hi. Hey, lifitletse tlapa ka yo. Yo.
Oh, re rata tlapa ya rona. Le rona re batla di-trophy, man. Ke neng re sheba bana ba bang. But anyway, how do you feel about Arteta? I'll start there.
Arteta has his own mistakes, ne? And then I'm giving him that because I still believe, More, he'll bring something to Arsenal. You understand? Yes, he's been making a lot of mistakes, but then equally so, he has been getting some of the things right, most of them. You understand? So look, guys, I never know. We are crying because of Refeto Hamo number 1, and we just been knocked out of the FA Cup where we played. Arteta cannot go in the field. I finished the chances to Bukayo Saka, guys. Come on. We played. We should have won that game. Fine. I blame the players. When you look at the game, analyze the game, and some you must be able to blame the players or the coach. You must analyze and see who's to be blamed. More gaming. We played Engelore Bosaka. We are winning that game 3-0. Clear. 3-0 clear. You understand? That game nearly fault the 30 players. Let's move on from there because of William number 1 just now. You understand? And then we are not even in our 5th gear. I remember forming out last season. Yet. You understand? But we are still there. Number 3, number 4, number 1, number 2. We are playing around there. We are in the January transfer window, guys. He's trying to do something. He sees that, okay, Partey, he's injured again. But busy on guys. You understand? He's looking for a striker. There's talks about Olise trying to come and competing with Saka. We've been talking Olise, people thinking what he's gonna be number 2 year Saka. No, he's gonna go toe to toe with Saka. At some point, you look at Olise, you believe Olise is better than Saka. It's just that he's playing for Crystal Palace. You understand? If you get that guy, it's another story there. So he's trying to do things. And remember, it's money involved. You cannot just say go and buy Mamang and he goes then buy that
But
guy.
he spent 700 million.
Yes, but then he sold other people, and that we didn't just sell. We sold also. We sold also. We sold also. You understand? We sold and we bought. And then what I like about him is that if a player that he bought, I better again he will move the chance. He's not that stubborn. Yes, una level stubborn, but then he comes back and then I span one more vice. You understand? Give that guy a chance. He's still there. Going into the Champions League, remember this season, the team, they're afraid of Arsenal. They are not playing, they are not facing us just like last season. You understand? They're playing low block. So now he has to find a different way of penetrating the defense. You understand? In that process, he must win also, while trying to find a solution of penetrating the new tactic that is being used against Arsenal this season. It's not the same as last season where they were coming at us and then we were going at them. You understand? It was more easier for Martinelli and Saka. Every game it was 1-on-1 for them. This season is 3-on-1, 2v1. You understand? Now he has to find a solution while trying to find a solution of penetrating the defense. Right now, you understand? Going into the Champions League,
I'm gonna come, Musa. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna let everybody just have their opening statement.
Yeah.
All right.
Now,
All right. You know what? I'm at work. So I'll
let
Come in after. So let me do this. Tebza,
No, let me come in.
Yeah, Muzi, have your statement there.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at work. So I would have to get going. So I'll just make it short. Anyway, my point is, I feel like most Arsenal fans that are backing Arteta, it's fans that didn't see the good times. You know, they were born after the good times. So it's easy to say he's brought us back when in reality we are a mediocre team at best. He's done an absolutely he's doing a terrible job at the moment, in my opinion. Arteta he's coaching the type of football that he played. And Arteta was a mediocre player at best. That's why the man never even got one cap for Spain. Because during that time, Spain was flooded with immaculate midfielders. And Arteta, he doesn't have the brain to break into that top echelon of management, in my opinion. Look at Xavi Alonso. It hasn't taken Xavi Alonso 3 seasons. It's maybe 18 months at Leverkusen. Leverkusen is the only team that's unbeaten in Europe. What more resources? You keep emphasizing that 800 million. 800 million, and you're still telling the man that he has more time to build. What's he building? What are we doing? Arteta has made he's made questionable decisions, and he's brought that on himself. Martinez was a goalkeeper that we'd had at Arsenal for a very long time. All the other goalkeepers that he brought after Martinez are not an upgrade on Martinez. I would argue, I would go as far as saying we probably have the best team after Wenger left. This is the best Arsenal side that we've ever had. And we're still talking, every signing that's at Arsenal is a Arteta signing. We can't keep making excuses for the man. Every signing, he's either renewed their contract or extended or something, including Nketiah. Nketiah doesn't make it in a championship team. Even in South African PSL, I'm sure there's players, there's strikers that are better than him. And to put him on 100,000, to me, that's madness. We had the chance, you go and sign Jesus. Jesus has never scored more than 15 goals. We're talking with a midfield of Yaya Toure,
KDB, KDB.
The luxury that he had at City, he couldn't score 15 goals. Why do you expect him to score now? you give the armband to what's his name, Odegaard, a mediocre. Real Madrid doesn't let go of good players. That's a mediocre player. If he was good enough, they would have put a sign back and they would come back for him. That's what they're currently doing with the Japanese kid at Sociedad, Kubo or whatever his name is. They will, but even the right back, what's his name, the right back, they went in, the guy that he was at Leverkusen, he's been at Madrid for a long time. Carvajal. He's been at Madrid for a very long time, and they sent him to, they sold him to, and then they went and got him again because it made sense. He's good enough. They've given us the. Man. Anyway, please, I have to go. I'll request again. I'll request again.
No stress, no stress. Look, guys. Yo, what's going on? Who went off now? Let me just make space, guys. Apologies. Muzi, you'll request again. So then let me just bring in Wahib in your place. KG, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm not okay.
You're not okay.
Hey,
Tell me, what do you think of the job that Arteta's doing?
Firstly, the gentleman who came out, whatever he's saying, guys, it's wrong. Okay, what I think about Arteta, he needs time, guys. Arteta was a rush to go to Arsenal. And when you check with Arsenal, since they, even during Arsene Wenger, since they tried to play nice football, they've never won anything. Back then, when they have Vieira who was making
we had bastards
tackles hard, and they have Thierry Henry, who just ran. Run, not nice
Adams
football.
and Steve Bold
Thierry
at
Henry
the
was
back.
just running. He had the ball, you see a space, he runs, and then he scores. Right now at Arsenal, you don't have players like that who just run. You have Saka, and when I check even yesterday, when you check Saka and that guy from Man United, Rashford, they're the same this season. Yeah, last season they were playing nice, they were scoring goals. This year they're flop. They just flop, and you don't know why. They're missing goals. I watched Saka against Liverpool. The chances he had, if it was last season, he could have scored. But this season, it seems like he doesn't care. He doesn't have that passion anymore. I don't know with these black guys from England. Guys, there's something wrong with them. They need motivation, and they really need a hard motivation, like maybe Mourinho motivation. So that guy who was saying Arteta was weak, Arteta was not weak during his playing days. Arteta was good. It's just how can you fit in when there's Xavi and Iniesta? People underestimate Xavi and Iniesta. Even right now, Xavi is struggling there as coaching of Barcelona. But because Barcelona is Barcelona, most of the teams are scared of it. That's why he's winning. That's why he's there up there. Than Arsenal. He seems like he's performing than Arsenal. But it's not like that. It's just because of Barcelona is Barcelona. Just even right now, like you can see even Man City is struggling. It was struggling, but because Man City is Man City and Pep is Pep, some of the teams and some of the managers, they're scared of Pep. That's why some of the games he's winning when he's not performing well. So for me, I'm saying Arteta, he was not supposed to go to Arsenal directly from Man City. He was supposed to go and get experience somewhere at a smaller team before he goes to Arsenal. Arsenal is a big team, and now it's reduced to a mediocrity that they will say, no, we'll beat for 4 years. And I have a fear that even Man United will go to that part to say, let's give someone 4 years or 5 years to build and build and build. Man City, Man City, when the fans come in, they didn't say, we'll give you 4 years. You must win, 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 win. Even when they're winning, they say, if you don't win Champions League, we get you out. So those are the kind of things. Even Chelsea, for them to win the Champions League, it was like that. If you don't win Champions League, you are out.
Under
So
Abramovich.
those are the teams like they have ambition. Even Real Madrid, with Real Madrid did it before everyone. It was like that. Before, yes, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, they were like that. That's why now they have a lot of Champions League than the other teams. Because if you don't win the Champions League, yeah, the league it's compulsory. At some point you must win it, but they don't care about it. You must win the Champions League.
Okay, KG. Ricky, can you agent? My brother, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm tired, man. Long
You're
day.
tired?
Long.
Okay.
Hey, long day.
Please don't Zawalaza here and bring your tired and your, as Bobby said, your social, what things, and new age. But anyway, tell me, what do you think of Arteta? First off.
You know, I'm a missionary on hire, so I've been hired by the board to come and defend Arsenal to the core. The money I just clocked into the bank account. So what you can say, I want to address you one by one. No, but I think we have to perhaps start with the first thing, that what is Arteta fighting against? He's fighting against this monster. He's fighting against this bull that we shouldn't take lightly. So I think it's a phenomenon that we also see in South Africa to an extent, that you have this team which is super dominating, So the question becomes, how long should you catch up to them, And do you think that this team is going to wait for you to catch up to them? That's the difficult part about this whole thing. That hence, I'm always a bit apprehensive when people say 3 years, 4 years, or even 5 years is a small time, because we are fighting against a very, very what do you call it? We are fighting against this
behemoth.
Yes, something called Martin somewhere else. But anyways, so you're fighting against this big giant, So we shouldn't judge it by years, but we should be judging by saying, but if the gap between you two was 10, I have increased it to 8, to 5, to 4, to 3. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but can you see that the gap between you two guys is decreasing? I think that's the most important point. And Arsenal is not far off Man City, it's not far off Liverpool. For me, that is progress. Because the thing with Man City is, you think you're catching up with Man City, then they bring in Haaland, a machine, and a second striker called Alvarez.
When we bring in Havertz, and we bring in Havertz for the same money.
It levels, It levels, And another thing is, Another thing is, I hear you guys say mistakes, what, blah, blah, blah. I hear you guys. But I want to understand that how many players have Pep signed and let them go,
But he's winning.
This guy, so it is winning. He's winning by trial. No, the thing is, you have to understand that Arsenal doesn't have, Liverpool doesn't have the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
700 million. 4 years.
Okay. So, right, how many has Man City spent to get to this level? And I want you guys to get off the narrative that for Arsenal to win the league, they will win it by a stretch. They want to win by 1 point, 2 points.
Yes.
That's what happens. You have to fluke it. Yeah, you don't just win it. You have to fluke it.
And for 20 years, we've never fluked it. That's my point here.
No.
I feel like it's a club thing. I feel like Arteta, again, I think for me, I don't want to make it an Arteta conversation. I want to make it a conversation of, as our standards as Arsenal fans, supporters, management, all of those people, I feel that we are falling into the later Wenger years thing, where everything is okay, there's an excuse for everything, there's a this, there's a that happened, And then you wake up one day and you've gone 9 years without a trophy, but Wenger's contract is getting renewed halfway through the season, even though he's not up there. You get what I mean? Like, I feel my problem with my club is the attitude around my club. That's my problem. Like, we can't even bring ourselves to say we want the league. It goes, yeah, but we're going to compete. And, but City, and whereas you look at teams like Liverpool went, we want to win the league. How best do you win the league?
8 years.
No, I'm saying, yes, no, but check. When they made the decision, they changed everything. People think Klopp was the only change. They changed everything. And they literally looked at Klopp and said, Klopp, my guy, you win or you go. We are there now. We're not at a place, we know there's Man City. Pep was on a high at that point, right? But they came in and they looked at Klopp and they looked at the people that they signed and they changed everything in the back and they said, we want to win. Lo and behold, even if it's once or twice, they won the league, they won the Champions League, and then now they're back number one, I guess. Now, I don't know if it's going to last. I don't want to speak about the rest of the league. But I feel like there's a fundamental issue at Arsenal with our attitude.
So you don't want to tell me that the Kroenke said, you know what? I want to defend the Kroenke here a bit, that they didn't have full ownership, so they couldn't invest money. I don't expect, say, Jim to invest a lot of money into Manchester, into United, because he doesn't own the whole of the club. But when...
For whatever reason, agent, there's 20 years. For whatever reason. That's my thing.
No. My thing, that this is where I cross with you and accuse you of being your Kumo. Your Kumo disease is coming up.
Don't start with that.
That I'm telling you that Liverpool spent 8 years, right, to win the league.
And it took 3 years after they changed everything. When they got over themselves. When they said, like I say, they decided all of a sudden, FSG said, we're going to spend money, we're going to pump money, we got to win it now. We're going to get the best. Yes.
The Kroenkes acquired the full ownership, and they said they're going to spend.
It's 6 years
When was the
now.
last? 6 years, 6 years. But don't you see the progress? That
no,
do you think
I don't. Where did Unai finish? Okay, where did Unai finish? When Unai got fired. Wait. When Unai got fired,
and lost an European competition.
League final. So
yes,
if we're going by that bar, do you understand that it's only last season where Mikel got to that level? So it took him 3 years to get to what Unai had without not having 680 million spent, without the time, without all. In fact, he got fired, and he was 1 point off of fourth place, right? So are we then now going to go, okay, we're going to go all the way down to the bottom again, and it's going to take us 5 years to maybe do something?
My network. Okay. No, Uti, you're being unfair, right? And I heard you saying something earlier like this, that success is never linear. It's not a copy and paste, kind of thing. So you guys should define your own process and say,
and our pattern is there
to win, right? We have to win, And I want you to say, let's judge Arteta on his decisions. Let's not say in the past 20 years. Let's say in the last 5 years.
Cool. We can do that too. We can do that too.
Let's go on that linear, right? And then you are saying, okay, fine, Arteta, who are you competing against? Firstly, is your success, right? The time Man City loses the league, it would be more of Man City losing the grip than other teams catching up to them. That's what is going to happen, right?
Exactly.
So you have to also say, but Arteta, it was his first time as a full-time coach. You have to put that into consideration.
And that's part of my problem.
Do you
understand what I'm saying?
The thing is, it was a gamble which paid off.
Has it paid off? Whoa. Has it paid off?
Okay, which looks like it can pay off, which is promising.
You see what I mean? It hasn't paid off. We're speaking as if he's won things.
But look at what happened with United. I think we need to bring in Wahib in, but
Yeah.
Bring United into the picture. We assembled a squad. We brought in this coach. We thought the coach was experienced, Moyes, and things went downhill from there.
That was a bad hire, but anyway.
So
that was a
it was a
bad
bad
hire.
hire,
Bad hire.
So sometimes it was a very bad hire. But you saying, but the point is, you don't always go for the experienced managers, that you think can work. Sometimes Arsenal took a gamble on a young manager and it looks like it's going somewhere. And back to Unai Emery's point, I'm not gonna dish his success, but he looks like a given hand to me, where he succeeds with his less pressure, where he has control over everything and everything is going nice, But when you put him in a pressure situation, it looks like, and you give him all the money in the world, I don't think he'll make it, So what I'm saying is, let's not be unfair on Arteta.
Do you know the difference though between Arteta and Emery? Arteta.
Let's go to Ahib. You can talk.
No, wait, no, very quickly. Arteta understands the softer side. Remember how I always tell you guys that management is way more than coaching. So Arteta understands the PR of it. You get what I mean? Like you understand. I think Unai, there's two problems with Unai. The problem with Unai was that he was under pressure to get. It's almost like we wanted him to sign star players. But Unai ushered in Abu Saka. Saka was under Unai. Guendouzi was doing well under Unai. If we allowed Unai to get his B-plus players, similar to what Arteta's doing now, get his B-plus players and play them, I think he could have been incredible, one. And then number two, the problem with Unai, and it's going to sound very bad, but his command of English and his command of media was not there. So Arteta knows how to make 8th place a project. You get what I mean? Like, we finished 8th, but it's a project. Unai couldn't make 5th place, one point to 4th place. He missed out on 4th place by 1 point and a Europa League final. He couldn't, man. He couldn't fold us, nyana. You get me? So I think that's my other fear, is that at Arsenal, we have been very good at the PR stuff. But let me bring in Ouahib.
Can I say that? For me, the thing is, what is a project? I think we first must define what a project is. Do we see where the team is good? Under United under Ole were winning, we almost won a cup. You could see the vibes, but you are like, hey, well, this methodology do make us win consistently like Liverpool and Man City are doing? And the answer was no. But with Arsenal, we feel like you are going somewhere with the methodology.
But that's what I'm saying, that at 8th place, he could massage the situation. You get me?
No, but
I give him credit. No, this is not a bad thing. I give him credit because I think Arteta understands that part, that he understood that a lot of English fans, a lot of fans around the world, especially Arsenal, because we come from that. That's our identity. So when we were going through the stadium builds and everything, we were taught, how do I put it? We were taught to expect less. You get what I mean? Like we were taught, no, guys, but we play such entertaining football. That should be enough. Guys, 4th place, it's a trophy. Considering it's wrapped. You get what I mean? Like they taught us. And I think Arteta understood that about Arsenal fans. And I give him all the credit in the world. Honestly, me. Because Unai couldn't do it in a better situation. You get what I mean? Before personnel, but we'll come back. Wahib, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm all good. I'm all ears here.
Tell me, what do you think of Arteta?
He's doing a very, very underrated job. You guys don't appreciate what he's doing. He's fighting against a Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp. Probably the two best managers in the league. Finishing second and top 4 consistent is good.
Top 4 once.
Probably better than what Emery can do.
Top 4 was the second year. He's only done it once.
Emery hasn't proven himself at Arsenal because they didn't have time with him. He's one of the most consistent managers in Europe. So the mistake is not Mikel's fault. He's bringing in players to the club that wants to play football. He's not buying high managers. He needed a defensive midfielders, and I do think Declan Rice was a good buy, but the price tag was too high. You can't win the league title after 3 years. You can't win the Champions League after 3 years. He's not a Pep, so Arsenal must forget about fighting for first place. They have to focus on top 4 and FA Cup and probably winning the Europa League. Champions League is too much, guys. Don't expect too much.
So then, okay, let me ask you the question then. When do we expect it? So will Arteta get to that level?
Arteta will only reach that level if the board and the finds the way forward, because the manager can only do as much on the training pitch and play the players that he has. So he's doing good. Gabriel wasn't a first choice striker in Manchester City. He is a second string. Arsenal should have approached someone that has the experience of 20 plus goals each season for at least his past 3 years. He should have kept it Lacazette, because he's having the same problem now with Gabriel injuries. But Lacazette would have been there on the biggest occasions. We all know that. So I do think the Arsenal board has to look at themselves and try and figure out a way, because top 4 is good enough for Arsenal. The league is way too much to ask.
Let me go to Tebza. Tebza, can we expect it then? Or are we just... I think, again, I feel like we're happy. I feel like we're content where we are. And I feel like we are safe where we are. And I feel like at some point, if we want to be serious, and as I've mentioned with Liverpool, and again, I wanna highlight something here, that Liverpool changed everything. We sit with a first-time coach, which is fine. We sit with a first-time technical director in Edu. We sit with Vinay, who was head of the commercial side of Arsenal. Josh Kroenke is the first time his dad is allowing him to run a team. Is it a worry that maybe we're expecting these guys to go so far above themselves and compete against Pep? Pep is the coach. Chiki Begistan is the technical director from Barcelona. He was the technical director when Pep was at Barcelona. Klopp is head coach of Liverpool, but then in the back, they did a complete change. Now they even changed again now. Are we ever going to win then? Or are we just doing these hopeful things in the hope that,
Okay. Let me rather ask you a question. Ne? With our current squad, ne? Sometimes you have to you look at the team and then put yourself in the shoes of Mikel Arteta. Let's say you are a manager. Let's look at it at the manager's point of view.
Yes.
You are a manager. You are being given that team to work with. Don't you believe when you can go as far as winning the league? Maybe if you're saying you cannot, what do you need to win the league with the current team? Arsenal. You understand? That's how I get to appreciate Arteta and his team and see, okay, now, yes, we've been talking about his new. Let's leave that. We know that it was his first job at Arsenal and all that. Now we are here. Let's talk about now we are here. You understand? We have this team that needs in my eyes, needs a couple of players. You understand? If we get those players right now, we can push and go on and win the league. You understand? That's how that's how I feel.
Okay, Tebza, whoa, before you move on, how many years of Arsene Wenger did you say that? How many years? And be honest, you're an Arsenal fan. How many years did we have the same complaint?
Ever since the Invincibles, ne? And then let me answer why has that been happening. It's because of Arsenal at that time, after the Invincibles and the stadium thingy, it was a selling club. We were selling players. Right now, we are not selling players. We are bringing in players. You understand? And making them believe that we are making them believe.
But then the question is, Debza, we've spent monies, and my problem with Arsenal, and now it's starting to be my problem with Arteta.
Yeah.
You need a striker.
Yes.
Stop going for a stopgap. Gabriel Jesus. Relata stopgap. Because that stopgap is 4 years, 5-year contract. Ne? When you had a chance, why didn't you go for the top line? You get what I mean? When you had the chance to put people into the midfield and you're bringing in Abosambi Lokonga and all those guys, why didn't you go top line? Because we can look at the squad now, but remember that it's 5 years of his decisions. You get me? About Willian, about Luis, about Cedric Laba, they were all his decisions. So I hear you saying that the club right now, we have these players, do we believe? But then my question goes, Mara, when you had the chance and you had the money, clearly, the Cronkies have opened the wallet. Why didn't you go for the top line talent then so that we're not here? Because I think the difference between what Arteta's done and what Klopp and Pep will do is they don't have time to waste on a stopgap. You get what I mean? I don't have time to take 65 million and bring in Havertz and hopefully he will work out and we will work with him and we'll see. Vieira, hopefully, that's 25 million, 35 million. You get what I mean? And we did the same thing under Wenger. Xhaka was 40 million. We waited 7 years for him to have one good season. You get what I mean? Mustafi was 35.
That's why I get to agree with you then. Like when we are arguing, you must sometimes agree with the person when he's making good points. Those are good points that you are making. That we are when we are supporting Arteta, we are not saying we are supporting even the wrong things that he's doing. No. I'm for one, I didn't want Havertz. You know better. I didn't want Havertz. You understand? And other players like the Lokongas, the players that you've mentioned, I also didn't want them. You understand? But then I'm choosing to support him because of I can see I'm saying I'm forgiving him. You understand? Because right now you look at the managers right now. Let's say right now, who's better than? Let's leave Mourinho out. Ne? Yes, it's Mourinho, we know. But then, who are you fetching to replace Arteta at Arsenal right now and bring us success? You understand? Right now.
Ancelotti.
I can hardly... Pardon?
Ancelotti, his contract is up with Real Madrid now. He's negotiating Brazil.
But then is Ancelotti will Ancelotti come? That's the question. Will Ancelotti
you
come?
see again, guys? Why wouldn't he come? That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Why wouldn't he come? How does he view us? What I'm saying.
No, it's not about us. It's not about how he views us. Maybe he's looking at not wanting to coach at club level anymore. He wants to go to coach international. You understand? That's how I feel about Ancelotti. He said he's tired. At somebody he once said he's tired.
Ancelotti, Enrique, Mancini. You can get. Well, Tuchel might be free just now. Guys.
You want Tuchel?
Why don't you get it done?
Yeah?
Get it done.
Why not?
You want Tuchel?
Get it done.
Why not?
Get it done.
Zidane. Look at all the names. Now you see, I'm showing you. Look at all the names.
So wait.
You know what
can
will
I
is?
ask you a question?
It what will be?
Ask the question, agent. Ask the question.
So you want to tell me that the same guy who came to Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich is the average team that I've seen of the Bayerns, can come and do a better job at Arsenal
Yes.
than Arteta.
Yes. He's got experience.
But he's struggling at Bayern, where it's only one team.
Oh, struggling. Okay, what has he done previous to that? So, okay, what has Arteta done that's better than Tuchel?
Tuchel has experience, but then couldn't do anything with PSG.
No, but I'm asking you guys, compare it to Arteta. What has Tuchel done? What has Arteta done that is better than Tuchel?
Let me explain. You see, Tuchel is a very, very good manager. He can take nothing away. He has an eye for talent, and he wins trophies. He just takes quality players wherever he has been. He has created quality players. Arteta can't do that. Arteta can't create a player that is worth 100 million. I thought Saka was probably 150 million, but it's not possible now in this time.
You know, to back up my story, look, I once told this other Chelsea fan, Getchumiak, he's my friend. I told him after Tuchel won the Champions League for them halfway season, I said Tuchel won last. I told him straight that Tuchel is no coach. He won last. And he didn't, he was full of praise of him, and then he was supporting him, hey, Tuchel my leader and all that. I said, Baba, let's watch next season. You'll see. What did Tuchel do with all the stars that he had? With all the stars that he had at Chelsea. Did you see that squad at Chelsea that he had? My man, that team was full of stars. He did nothing.
But he didn't bring in nobody. He bring in no one.
It doesn't
He
matter.
found the team.
The players he got there.
But guys, I think the point that I'm trying
Look
to
at
make
Munich now.
I think
Look
the point
at
that I'm
Bayern.
trying to make here is, again, we're sitting in a situation where Arsenal is the only so-called big team that asks that question. You get what I mean? When Liverpool needed to move like big boys, when Liverpool needed to move like big boys, they called Klopp before his contract was done. When City needed to move like big boys, they called Pep before his contract was done at Bayern. I believe it was announced 6 months before. He might have been already on his way out, whatever, but they already had him tied down. 1 year before.
Yeah,
1 year. No, wait. In a treble winning year. Then Real Madrid fetched Ancelotti from Everton. They were like, my guy, you're not worthy of that thing. Zwagala, retire, break a contract. Now, my problem is when we speak about Arsenal, and I want you guys to notice this. None of you guys do this. When we speak about Arsenal, it's always, will he come? Won't he come? No, is he this? Can we do this? Can we do that?
You always get your players. Get your players.
Because it's the bottom line players. You get what I mean, Wahib? It's the bottom. And if another big boy steps in, we lose it. You get what I mean? Nobody wanted Odegaard. Who wanted Odegaard? Let's be honest. No one.
How much did you pay? How much did you pay for him? 20 million.
No.
How much you paid for the Odegaard?
I'm talking to you guys about it's transfer window time. Have we ever gone in for a big player where we've outbid somebody? Like a A1 player. I'm talking superstar. We outbid somebody? Or is it Wenger having to... Wenger was the one who used to speak to these players on the side, or it would be a surprise signing. When have we gone for the top line player? Think about the last few signings that we've made. When have we gone? Top line player.
You paid 110 million for Declan Rice.
Is Declan Rice the top line player?
110.
Is Declan Rice an A1 player? A1, A plus.
You signed him though.
Where do you rank Declan Rice right now as a CDM?
Declan Rice is a CDM.
Not in the top 5.
Yeah, not in the top
even in the
five.
top five.
I
No, in
think
the top
Party is
five.
miles ahead, and Party
Yes,
not for his
I agree.
injuries. No, but
No,
that's what I'm saying,
I
Guti.
agree.
Okay, who are we fighting for Declan Rice?
My man, didn't you see who was fighting for Declan Rice?
We weren't fighting anyone. We were fighting West Ham. West Ham was telling us the price. No, guys, when last have we signed an A+ player, guys?
Man City wanted
Manchester
Declan
City.
Rice, but they're not desperate for Declan
Yes.
Rice.
And
That's
do you
why
know
they
what Man
pulled
City
out.
did? They pulled out because they have the squad agent. They pulled out. But whenever we've
Yes,
gone,
but
whenever
you
we've
never
gone
built the
toe to
squad.
toe, whenever we've gone toe to toe with a serious team, we've never won.
My
We've
brother,
never won.
he's not 110.
No, the thing is, the reason why Man City pulled
Rice has
out.
a European trophy. You guys don't. That is the difference. Rice has a European trophy. Arsenal don't. You understand? So how can
But
you buy 110?
We're making
Had we-
excuses,
Look,
guys.
Paulinho
Yeah,
from Fulham.
I feel like
OG.
we're in excuse time now.
Paulinho.
OG, look, had we lost the race of signing Declan Rice, we'd be talking another thing right now. Now we have won the race of signing
Is
Declan
Declan
Rice.
Rice an A+ player, Tebogo?
He is, my
Never.
man.
A+,
Never.
top of the line.
He's overhyped.
I said
He's
right
overhyped.
now, rank him. Where would you rank him in the world right now as a CDM?
And I
Where?
told you
20th.
that
20th.
we even have somebody
20th.
who's at the team who's better.
Yes, and it's okay, But then I'm saying Declan Rice walks in Bargain Liverpool team. He walks in there, he plays right away.
Yeah, because Klopp
so guys,
has more Harry
we need to
and Clark. We were playing against
We need to
Clark
understand
this
something.
weekend.
The only team that he doesn't walk to, it's Man City. That's the only team called Premier League.
But he will challenge to get into the lineup, you know?
Yes,
That's why they
he'll
wanted to
challenge.
in the first place.
Okay,
He'll
but
challenge.
then is
But
that the
point
difference
is- the
between
point-
Martin
the point
Odegaard and KDB?
OT.
No,
OT. Can I say this? OT? The thing is, we can, and I think you are contradicting yourself now. You
What do you
said
mean?
the way to build a team is you don't build a team by buying starters and superstars. What you do is you build gradually. You say who is the weakest, and you pick the weakest and you replace him. Right?
No, I didn't
is
say
a way
that.
of
No,
building
you
a
misunderstood me. You misunderstood me. I
No,
said
no,
you don't build a bench by signing bench players. So what you do
that's
is
what I agree with you.
with your starting lineup.
it's
If
not
I'm
bench, but it's the
wait. If I'm going to sign someone and bring them into the team, how the big teams build benches is Saka is an 80. If I go out and find a winger, I buy a 90. Then 6 months from now, when you look back on the team, I have an 80 sitting on the bench and everybody goes, oh, wow, squad depth. The problem with Arsenal is Arsenal will sell Saka and then go and sign El Neni. You get what I mean? And then now we'll sit 6 months later and go, oh, Saka needs a rest. Who can we bring in? Meanwhile, we had signed, 3 wingers in the time that Saka has been there. None of them have been able to come in over him. So that's why I'm like, when Arsenal goes into the transfer window, when have we, and I'm talking about my team because I know my team, when have we ever gone in and said, guys, when we're signing now, this 680 million, when we're signing, we are going for top of the line because Havertz is 65.
That's what you did with Jet
Wait,
Plan.
Havertz is 60. Wait, Havertz is 69. No, 65. Ne? Haaland was 65. You get what I mean? City went.
You know Haaland. Yeah. Haaland was 65. Yeah.
Agent, you were 65.
You know
Haaland was
He was 65.
And not for a second do I believe Haaland was 65. Not for a second.
Okay, do you a
books
second
was
believe?
that,
Do you a second believe that an owner that could pay 100 million for Declan Rice could not get Haaland?
No, the thing is, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And I think this goes to the points that sometimes you make. Just that I don't know, but it's fine. So tell me a point. I just want to bring it home.
yes.
Bring in a strike, right?
Yes.
A top strike. And you're
It's
saying
not a top
choose
striker.
between
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were
Haaland.
talking about Jesus. Go ahead.
Haaland. Okay. So if you were to make a choice
Yes.
between Man City and Arsenal, where do you go to?
Why? Okay, agent, why? That's what I'm trying to get to. Why?
Why? Because you guys are at different stages in your process. You know,
Okay.
when
I'm gonna make it simple for you.
Let me say
Pep
this.
is
Let
on
me
this
say this.
side.
Let me
Pep
say
is
this.
on
Let me
this
say
side.
this.
Arteta's on this side.
Let me say this. Can I say this? Can I say this? If I am a star player now, right? Do I want to go to Chiefs or do I want to go to Sundowns? You know, if I'm ambitious, I'm going to go to Sundowns because I'm going to win the league for sure. I'm going to win cups. I'm going to play in Champions League for sure.
So you then agree with me that Arsenal, as a club, when you look at it, is not as attractive as another club. Now, that's why I said to you guys, wait, agent.
No, okay,
wait.
Okay.
It's because, and it's been like this for 20 years. Because,
let's not go 20 years. Let's talk about now.
Wait. When Arsenal got the chance to sign a coach, we brought in Arteta. When Arsenal got the chance to sign a TD, we brought in Edu. When Arsenal got the chance to bring in top-class players, we've often gone for equally expensive, lower players, right? We've been complaining. Tebza, how many times have we got into a transfer window and they've said, you guys are linked with Higuain, you're linked with this one, you're linked with that, the top guys. And then what ends up happening? We take a lower player for whatever reason. I think it's a developmental fetish that we have. Right?
Yeah, we've been disappointed many times.
What I'm saying is, check agent. So that's what I'm saying.
Parental guidance there.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Continue.
But then that's why I'm saying that I don't want it to be an Arteta convo only. I feel as though Arsenal, as a club, we have put ourselves in a box. And everybody is now conforming to the box. And what scares me is that it's the same reasoning that I heard under Wenger. It's the same things, you get me? Whereas the other teams, and the other teams that we say we want to compete with, it's not me who's saying this. Tebza Gazides has told us that he wants to compete with the top boys. Josh comes out every year and tells us that he wants to compete with the top boys, right? All of these people say they want to compete with the top gents. But when it comes to the actions, you get what I mean? And that's why I don't want to lay it at Arteta's feet only. It's not Arteta's fault. Mara, my problem, agent, is that, and why I keep saying 20 years, is because these are the same moves we were making for 20 years. And now at the end of the whole discussion, you will still tell me that Man City is so far ahead. Man City started and ended in the time that we have been okay with top 4 trophies. Liverpool came up, came down, changed managers, did this, even changed their mind to bring in Klopp in the time that we've been wrestling with this building.
Time that I need to address. You mentioned of things that I'm forgetting to address. You know, the thing is OT, right? You have to understand that Arsenal, right? They've embarked on this project. Let's start judging Edu, Arteta, and the Crankers in the next 4, 5, 6, in the 5 years.
They've had 4 or 5 seasons, agent. They've had 5 seasons. Must he get a 9-year contract?
Listen. My question is, and you see the progress, you know?
I'm seeing the same thing I've seen, agent.
No,
and it's 4 years now.
And lastly, a player now would rather go to Arsenal than United. But United is bigger than Arsenal.
Yeah, but United has had the same problems as Arsenal for the past 10 years. It's the same. We're in the same boat. We're in the same boat.
No.
Agent, look, never. I wanna agree with OT here. OT. That's why I said when we analyze Arsenal, let's analyze it as managers. You understand? I agree with you that when we are signing players right now, he must start it now. Arteta, you sign players that are better than the current players.
Yes.
That's the only way we're going to win the league. That's why I said we must sign Olise. And Olise, don't underrate that boy. He's right now, there's an argument of if he comes at Arsenal, will he bench Saka or not? The other half says he will bench him, the other half says he will not. That's the argument that we want when you sign a player. You don't sign a player and say, yeah, this one is just a squad member. No. You sign a player that will pose a threat to the one who's starting. You understand? That's how we. That's how I see it. That's how we're going to win the league. That's why I said I believe we're going to win the league if in this transfer window he signs the correct players, and the correct players are the players that are better than the current players that we have. 3 players.
And
A
I'm
winger,
sad-
Tebogo, can I
and
ask you a
that's
question?
okay
Tebogo, can I
because-
ask you a question? Tebogo, can I ask you a question? Tebogo,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Abuti Tebogo, that is. So, would you rather sign Ivan Tony in
No.
this January?
No.
Or, okay,
No.
no, I want to ask you a question. Or any striker for that matter. Or wait for the summer and get an Osimhen.
For the summer.
Look. As OT said, if you are a big team that you say you are, you go to that team that has
No player,
Osimhen.
no.
And look, you go to a team that has Osimhen. In this current moment, you get Osimhen. That's what OT is saying.
And
Go to those
no,
teams,
yeah,
you get
and,
those players.
You
no,
can't.
but
The thing
agent,
is-
agent, do you know what my criticism is? My criticism is, I can understand it in year 1 and 2. I get it. He's new. He's still finding his feet.
Yes.
My
Yes.
argument now is, and it goes to what you're saying. The problem with Arsenal is that when you had the chance to sign Osimhen, you signed Jesus. Now, 6 months later, you are sitting and going, whew, if only I had an Osimhen. You get me? And the issue then becomes, I've already got Jesus. He's got a 5-year contract. Now I sign this Osimhen, and then I've wasted time. Liverpool, Klopp made 19 changes to his team in 3 years, right? I don't think he wasted any motion up until to the point where he was like, yo, I need a very expensive goalkeeper and a very expensive center back to complete this team. My problem is that from the time we've been watching this Arsenal being building, people forget the Willian times. People forget that Cedric is still sitting on the bench. He got an extension 2 years ago. Why? Asaz. El Neni got an extension. No way.
Okay,
El Neni got an extension now. So I'm saying that it's not that there's no progress. Nah, I'm not disputing progress. My issue is that we're making it seem as though the progress is, I don't know, Champions League winning progress, and we are forgetting the mistakes won, but also we're forgetting that this team hasn't done anything big yet. And it's been 4 years. So for me, as somebody who wants to believe, if Arsenal really wants to say to us that they want to be a big team, if a rebuild doesn't take 5 years, 6 years, 7 years.
So let me say this. Let me say this because. Let me say this because I want to leave. You know, it's 10 o'clock, wives and stuff. But anyways, so what I'm gonna say is, you guys just have to trust the process. If you see progress, it can be linear. There's always going to be bumps. There's always going to be dips. You know. But as long as you can see that some is going somewhere, then you
I've done it before, agent. I've done it before. I
So-
said 9 years.
Yeah,
I
just
said
do it
9
one
years.
last time. Bye, guys. See you guys.
I've got PTSD. I said 9 years with a banner that said progress. While I was watching other kids, even you guys. I love that you guys are speaking Manchester United. Fergie would lose this year and he'd tell you guys, good guys, next year I'm taking it. And then he'd win.
How long did it take Fergie to build Man United to a winning team? The thing is, you must first. It's
from
difficult to win your
1986.
first.
Okay. How
The
long
thing
did
is-
it take Wenger?
I'm not an avid follower. Is it 4 years? I don't know.
No,
What
he
time
won the
was it?
league in his second year. And
but
remember the
like I said,
conversation.
good
Remember the
is-
conversation we've had before, where I've said managers need to earn their time. But anyway,
Yeah, I
Okay,
remember
no,
that.
but let me leave and say, guys, that success is not copy and paste. The way Tebo succeeds and the way OT succeeds and the way I succeed is going to be different and different.
I hear you. I'm not
timeline.
asking for Klopp. I'm asking for the finish line. Get
Yeah.
me to the finish line.
No,
Klopp figured out how to
he's
get to the
getting
finish
there.
line.
He's going there.
They're finished.
Let me
Tebza, I guess to just close it off, I'm not arguing that there's no progress. I'm not arguing that Mikel is not doing well. Argument, yeah, guy, is that, guys, for a professional team that's trying to say that we're the biggest, hey, we love taking the long route. You know what I mean? Like, we love taking, and I think it comes from that time when we couldn't sign a lot of players and we're signing youngsters and we couldn't do anything, development, what. I think we fell in love with the idea of this long journey. You know what I mean? Like, I don't value a star coming in right now. We don't value that. We value, as Odegaard, nobody wanted him when he came to Arsenal. And we improved him and we built him and it took 3 years. You get what I mean? Like, I feel like we're so stuck in that. And the sad part now is the kinds of monies we are spending, Debza, the kinds of monies we are spending to take the scenic route. It's my problem. I don't mind Havertz. Havertz for 65. You get what I mean?
No. Yeah.
You know?
Let go to Higgins analyzing all the things that we are saying here. Né? I've come to realize what I sometimes say I'm afraid of losing Arteta because I'm afraid of getting someone who's gonna make us look like Man United. You understand? I feel like hence I've asked the question already. Who do you think would come to Arsenal and make us play nice football and also win? That's what we want. Don't you want that? We want a combination of two. I don't want to pick one. We're a great team.
I'm not gonna lie, Debs. I'm getting to the point where I just need one season where I win a trophy.
I hear you.
Beautiful football is Albona the next season, but can we just get a star and then we'll worry?
You understand? So even when you said Ancelotti, my other half of the heart says yes, let's bring him in. But then I also don't like how he plays. You understand? I'm in that middle. So that's why I'm afraid. You understand? But then I hear you. With all the signings that Arteta is doing, and he's wasting money in that process. You understand? With the 65 that he has splashed out, when it was so obvious for him to go out and get a world-class striker with that money, that wasn't even rocket science. It was that obvious. He just chose to be stubborn and went for Havertz. Told us he knows what he's doing and all that. We said, let's see what he's doing. I don't see. Even when Havertz was playing good last Nyana, it was just an okay performance that was accompanied with a goal. You understand? It wasn't a brilliant performance. They were not brilliant performances. They were just okay performances accompanied by a goal. And scoring a goal doesn't mean you had a fantastic game. No. I always tell people that Havertz will not win us the league. If we're playing with Havertz, the only time that I believe we can win the league or compete for that better is when we play Rice, Odegaard, and Partey when he's fit. That's why I feel confident that we can compete. But then with Partey being out injured now and then, I don't see us going anywhere. Hence, I've highlighted that I'm impressed with the negotiations that they have with Onana. I like that boy, but then will he be like Partey? I don't know. That's a question mark. I don't know.
Thank you guys to the panel. It was a good convo. It was a good convo. It was a good convo. Yeah, guys. Look, man. If there's one thing that I always say, guys, your actions will tell you everything about what a club is trying to do. And I feel as though sometimes at Arsenal, we get told that everything is good. And I want to look past Arteta. I feel like for me now, I'm trying to, I know I'm a fan from the outside. I'm trying to make sure that in my mind, there's a bar and there's a standard. And I think too many times at Arsenal, and for the longest time under Wenger, we moved the bar, and when you move bars, certain things are allowed to happen. You're allowed to finish fourth for 17 years and be happy. You're allowed to sign not the best players, you know what I mean? Like, it's those things where I look at it and I go, I think we've lowered our standards so far that everything is great. And when we look at the big boys that we say that we want to compete against, right? We know Real Madrid's bar. They could bring you in as Mourinho, they could bring you in as Arteta, they could bring you in as Pep, they could bring you in as Klopp, they could bring you in as De Zerbi. You know what the bar is. You know what's expected of you. And the issue at Arsenal for me is that I sometimes get the feeling that we are trying to recreate Wenger. Manchester United is trying to recreate Ferguson instead of looking at what football is now. Those other managers and teams will not give you more than 3 years. You'll be lucky to get past 2 years. Snova says, you all want to compare yourselves. No. What I'm saying is, Snobile, what I'm saying is, if I say I want to compete with Real Madrid, can we agree that I'm going to have to do things that are either going to put me on par with Real Madrid or above Real Madrid? And that means that I need to compare myself to them. Okay, who's our Vinicius? Who's our Jude? Who's our Ancelotti? Who's this? Who's that? Can we do this? Can we do that? Does Perez compare to Josh? How do they compare? Perez is cutthroat. Perez knows that every 5 years in his job as the president of Real Madrid, every 5 years, he literally has to stand and account to Real Madrid, fans, fans, shareholders, whatever. And they're cutthroat. Perez, Akira, he was kicked out the one time when he wasn't doing well. Now he came back. Do you know what Perez is doing? He's not going to waste time working on projects. He's not going to waste time bringing in players that might or may not work. He may not need to do all those things. Then we go across town to Barcelona. Barcelona has the same thing. Who's the guy? I'm forgetting the head guy. He also has to account. Now, it's two different types of footballs, two different types of philosophies, but the idea remains the same. We want excellence from you. And if you can't give us excellence, we will get rid of you. Every 5 years, Perez knows that the X is here. Does Josh care about that? Does Edu have that? Issue? Right? The club itself. Chelsea was an incredibly good club. Why? Because that man up top, Roman Abramovich, was ruthless. Ruthless. Didn't mind firing you. And then he'll also go and buy the best guy. He will pay out to go get the best guy to get over you. Oh, Mourinho just won the Champions League. Letanian, I want him. I don't want your English managers or whatever. Bring me that guy. He's the best right now. Oh, Mourinho leaves. We bring in that guy. The guys under him, the TDs, the executives, all that. Plenty of them had been fired because they couldn't bring trophies. The moment you shake, he gets rid of you. Now look at Arsenal. Wenger literally stayed way past his welcome. But you know why? It's because we were sitting here going, no, Wenger, but he plays beautiful football. You begani youth yake ayifakile. You know, every year he manages to get us fourth. Then we got out of fourth. We were fifth. We played Europa League, I think 3 years under Wenger, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 years under Wenger before he left, before we got Hartfall. And then at that moment, we were meant to go up. So you fire Pellegrini, you go up, you bring in Mancini. You fire Mancini, you go up, bring in the next one. At Arsenal, we decided we're firing Wenger, we're going to come to Unai. We're going to come down to Unai. Then when we go from Unai, we're going to go down to a coach that has never coached. And no disrespect to him, but that's just what it is. He was going to learn a lot. He was going to have to learn a lot. So now we've done that, and then we expect all of a sudden to shoot back up. Those guys, Bayern Munich doesn't play. Hansi Flick were fired now. Tuchel is going to be fired right now. You get what I mean? Those guys don't play. We're still playing, hoping. After 4 years. Guys. But anyway, guys, I'm way over. Hey, I'm way over. It was too nice. I know. I said I wasn't gonna get emotional.
It's 10 o'clock. Let's go sleep.
I didn't want to get emotional, but I got dragged in. But yeah, guys, join me tomorrow. Tomorrow, we've got another thrilling topic that we can speak about here and have the conversation that we're having. Great conversation today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you have not followed, follow. And do me the favor of following the Instagram page and also subscribing on YouTube. And then I'll see you guys here tomorrow at 8. The show is Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. Friday, 12:30. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow.